But 2 months ago on Sky News, a bloke they call Mike the Oz Trucker told me he wanted to cart a stack of water to the bush, and he challenged others to join his convoy. He also challenged me to go on the trip with him all the way to Coonabarabran in the northwest of New South Wales. Well, he did it, and I did it, and I've got some of the red dust in my boots to prove it. 500,000 litres of water for people and stock, chemicals for some of these decrepit bush public swimming pools, plenty of foodstuffs and Christmas gifts all found a home, and all donated by many of you and many of those who follow him on social media. A weekend of great generosity and hard work in the dust of drought-stricken Australia.
It is incredible how different things can be when people think they can make a difference. And the amount of people that have tried to make a difference has really surprised me.
It's way before dawn and the water convoy is underway. This is how it all began. So the potential is you'll have yourself a convoy.
We will, mate. That's the plan.
That's terrific. That's terrific. Now, how much water can you individually take out there? And if you were to get, say, 100 other tankers, what sort of volumes are we talking about?
Well, the sort of thing is that your average farm out there has got a 25,000 litre tank as their main water tank for their home. Mm-hmm. And I can cart 25,000 litres in one truck. There were days when I didn't think it would happen. There were days when I didn't think I had it in me to make it happen. But with the people that have helped me and the people that supported me and the donors, we've made it happen. And I'm just amazed, mate.
First stop, the Central Coast. And Mike, the Oz Trucker from social media, plays Pied Piper and attracts more of his own, more big rigs, carting precious water for desperate farmers.
We had 28 trucks coming out of town there today, and we've got other trucks with stock water coming through those, and we've got the guys from Got It Express with bottled water. We've got 4 more with bottled water there. We've got also a Rigid with Christmas gifts and stuff for the kids out around Barradine, and a bit of stuff for the pop-up pantry there in Coonabarabran as well.
Second stop, in the bone-dry Upper Hunter, it's Murrurundi, where there's simply no more town water.
Coming into town right now. Look at that, 20 trucks. Look at all these wonderful businesses that have donated their time, their trucks, their drivers, their effort. It's just amazing.
Two truckloads are unloaded, while over at the local swimming pool, there's a chlorine donation from Formula Chemicals, which will get the local pool reopened just in time for summer. But now, it's on to Coonabarabran.
We're going to go in here now, you're going to see the whole convoy. Everyone that's come out here, everyone that's donated the gear, everyone that's donated the water, everyone that's made this possible. I am so proud right now to look over here and see the view. Just beautiful. I'm here to cuddle now.
How are you?
Bloody wonderful, mate. I'd have been better with rain, wouldn't I?
One of the reasons Mike Williams brought this fantastic convoy out to Coonabarabran is because locals have been telling him that some are running out of bore water. That's evaporated. Tank water, hard to get unless you're wealthy enough to ship it in from Sydney and Brisbane. They are doing it really tough. And a water convoy is exactly what the doctor ordered.
The main town bores are still working okay, but individual outlying places, a lot of their bores are starting to fail.
Coonabarabran local Laurie Dawson knows the value of what's happening today.
It's phenomenal to think that ordinary Australians can get together like this. As I said, I've been with Blaze Aid, and to think that, you know, the way ordinary Australians just get together and do something for their mates, it's just mates helping mates. It's a great feeling.
It's not every day you get tens of thousands of litres of water being trucked into Coonabarabran.
Oh, it's fantastic, Chris. It's, and I don't think a lot of people realise how desperate people are getting here, tanks are just running, a lot of tanks at houses, on properties, and even in town. A lot of the tanks are running dry.
Alan Menz reckons Coonabarabran has never been this dry.
I think the biggest problem is a lot of people can't see an end in sight, and people are really starting to panic.
And they're not only panicking, but they've lost their spirit. Do you see that in their eyes?
Exactly. There's no doubt about that.
The exchange of water from tank to tank and truck to ute went on into the night. The demand was overwhelming. But despite the town's hardships, there's always time for Christmas spirit. And the woman who got the convoy to the town, Nicole Beattie Chapman, shared some emotional time with our favourite trucker. How good is it to see them here?
It's amazing. It's amazing for Coonabarabran.
And to see the amount of water that was at the showground today.
Wow. One word, wow. Very, very surprised.
When he started this journey, did you think it would actually materialise into what you saw today?
I couldn't fathom the whole thing when he said to me, look, I'm going to bring all these semi-trailers of water, I'm going to bring all these shuttles of water, and I need you to help us with this bottled water. Can you do it? And I was like, yeah, I can, but can they really bring all this water? And they've done it.
They've done it.
They've done it today.
A lot of things have touched your heart today. A lot of stories from people who just privately have come up to you to tell you about their own story.
Yeah, sure.
How does it feel?
I'm beyond words, really, Chris. The reality of it is, it's been sort of what I expected or not, but it's a real mission accomplished sort of a moment for me.
All right, the time's come for the rubber to hit the road. We're going to do the last leg of this thing out to Barradine with 100,000 litres of water to keep them happy out there. Let's go.
Let's go.
I know your ugly bloody face.
So every goal place to bring me so many times, but I really have.
Can't organise a free sex in a brothel. It's as simple as that.
Can't even organise.
Don't you dare fill him that.
It's his first go.
Well, he wants to sit down at a CWA meeting and learn how to do things.
How good is it?
Good as anything.
Good as anything. The best. This doesn't save anyone from the terrible drought, but what a great
Well, I've
inspirational
had
project.
a couple in here yesterday that got the water out of their place yesterday. They haven't had water except dirty bore water for 2 years. They had lovely clean showers last night. They were in here this morning crying, the kids and mum. We had a lovely clean shower last night.
Operation Caring for Our Farmers has been a big hit out here. It's offset some of the depression and panic that now clouds the bush. All because one trucker had a really bright idea.
Mission accomplished for this thing, but there needs to be more done. I want to talk to some people. We've got to do some more. We really do.
And I've got a very weary and very emotional Oz trucker with us right now on Skype. Mike Williams. G'day there, mate.
Hey, mate.
That's the first you saw. You were probably too busy to realise what was going on around you, but that's the sum total of what occurred over the weekend. You should be congratulated.
I'll take the congratulations, Chris. I will, but I'll tell you what, mate, I couldn't have done it without everyone that helped me do it. All the sponsors, Rosie, my partner, who held me up, and my stepdaughter, who gave everything, and the support you've given me over the time, and it's just emotional to see, mate.
But it's also something that someone like you has never organised anything like this ever before, mate. And it all just came together, and you were able to meet and greet those people like as if they were your friends.
Well, they were my friends, mate. They're our brothers out the bush.
Yeah.
We've got to do something for them.
Yeah. Tell me, the truckers that went up there, they worked hard. They didn't just drive those trucks. They unloaded, and they worked very hard for you.
Yeah, they did. And they did. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of tired boys there today. Some of us were back in the yard there getting some stuff sorted out, and I'll tell you what, there were some pretty long faces.
Yeah. It's interesting. One of the things we came across, Mike, and I wanted to mention this tonight, is that There were so many farmers who came to get that water, but they did so reluctantly. They don't like putting their hand out. They don't look like standing in front of our cameras telling us about their sob story, but they've got plenty of reason to feel down about their predicaments.
Well, yeah. When I went out to Barradine and I went out to a bloke's farm out there, and seriously, I drove through 4 or 5 k's of just bull dust, and there was bugger all in the paddocks, and the kids rushed up to me and gave me a big hug and some water in their tank. And I had another fella tell me he had the first cup of tea that tasted normal for 18 months. And I can't describe how it makes me feel, mate, to have achieved something like this. And yeah, it's just great.
I get the impression you've got a taste for helping, and you've got a taste for doing something like this again. Have you thought about that?
Well, I have thought about it. I'd be lying if I said it hadn't been through my brain. And the day when I was in town, someone handed me this. And I got, what am I going to do with that? You know, so I reckon that's the first bottle of the next convoy. We'll have a think about it. We'll see what happens.
See, the thing is, you took 29 trucks up there. How many trucks could you have taken if you'd accepted everyone's offer of help?
We'd have done the 100 for sure. In the last couple of weeks, there was a lot of guys come on board, and the reality of it was, I never really expected it to get as big as it did. And the fact was that there was water, there was people, there was equipment, and we were going to have trouble distributing it in the time frame that I had. So now, unfortunately, I've got to work for a living. And so did the guys that were with me, and every single one of them were volunteers, and we stole our trucks from our bosses basically, and we could have done it easily. There'd have to be some rethink if we were going to do it again. It would have to be staged over a couple of weeks or something. You couldn't do it like that again.
You get over all of this because it's been a massive feat, helped by so many incredibly generous donors. It's just amazing. Can I also say you're a rotten karaoke singer in that Kenworth, mate? Geez, you crook.
You weren't into it. I was trying, mate. I played you some of the best tunes and you didn't have a go at all.
What sort of tunes were they?
Well, I don't know. There was a little bit of Tom Petty, and there was some Great White and all that sort of stuff.
Next time we do this, I'll bring my music, okay?
Next time.
Yeah.
What are you saying, that you want to do it again?
We're going again. We're going again. Mike Williams, I've got to go. Thank you so much for your time. Say hello to your wife, Rosalie, for me.
No worries, I won't. Well, thanks, buddy.
Good on you, mate. The Oz trucker. That was one amazing weekend, and a few thank yous quickly. Mike and his wife, Rosalie. Rosalie actually drove a truck full of water up there too. The Lopez Trucking Group, who virtually stopped their business to get this happen. The Feather Cafe in Coonabarabran for a monster breakfast. And my own 15-year-old son, Morgan, who shot everything with his cameras on that trip as our videographer. Well done, mate.